You have got an easy life, so you have. I've got to do all the technicals here, yeah, and you just sit back there in your little wooden office.
It's not a wooden office. It's a bedroom converted into an office.
You've been looking at the number 10, Daisy. That's what you've been at. You get some more orange, mate. It needs to look like I am brew. I am brew and blue.
The trouble is with me and Boris's new briefing room, I don't know any Russians that I can get in to come and do it for me. So I don't know anybody Russian. Do you know anybody in Russia?
I wouldn't like to say, but I think there's a Lord who's gone in. Isn't there a Lord Lebedev who's gone in there? He might have contacts. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm pleased. 2.5 million. I think they got a bargain. Well, because number 11 was done up. Carrie went and got it. Carrie doesn't live here anymore. Number 10, she's gone to number 11, and she's done it up brilliantly. Somebody said it looks like a Victorian brothel. I saw somebody say, but I think that's unkind. It's lovely, and it's good to see money being well spent. 2.5 million for a set like that. The briefing room, it's a briefing room, Paul. It's a briefing room. It needs to be state of the art.
I've got the bill here.
Have you?
You can have a quick look down, because 2.5 million is a lot of money, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just look at the bill. Blue paint, 80 quid. Wood paneling, 150 quid.
Right.
Curtains, 60 quid. Flags, £50. Consultants, 2.4 million. Yeah, that's where it's all gone, you see. And did you see that Henry the Hoover he photobombed the picture in the corner? You see Henry?
Yeah. If I'd been Dyson, I'd be curious.
But I'm surprised. I'm surprised, they didn't back a British company like Dyson. I'm really surprised that Dyson didn't get in there. Or Vax even.
Of course.
Oh, no, not Vax, because they're anti-vaxxers, aren't they?
Oh, nice. Yeah. I like your work.
Thanks, mate.
Not half, matey. Let's talk about today. You've got a new competition for us for one day only called
Call My Woof.
Brilliant. I was going to play a statue, and if we get the chance, I might just do it. I was going to throw some statues at you because you know that we're protecting statues more than we're protecting women.
We are.
But there's a grading. I mean, if you go for the Churchill statue, that's life imprisonment. All right, if you do anything, it's life imprisonment. But there are certain statues that don't have to go. Like the Crankies in Tilakutri. That's not going to be. That's going to be like 2 weeks. Community service. But then you got all the other ones. You got the other ones. The Nigel Farage one. That's going to be like 4 years.
Yeah.
But you have to spend it in another country. So that's
of course you've got to go abroad. Yeah. Well, it's one of the things this week that's confused me, Ronnie.
Right.
So if there was a statue to Jack the Ripper, and the woman sprayed it with paint, she'd get longer in jail than Jack the Ripper would have.
Is that right? I think you've got that the perfect. Yeah, that's the perfect depiction of it. It was a one. But have you seen the latest though? It looked like it might have just been pushed into the grass, the long grass. It's right because it's got to go to committee now, and apparently the committee can't meet for a wee while. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be.
Is it a Scottish committee? Because Nicola does that a lot in Scotland, didn't she? She pushes stuff into.
They haven't even announced it yet. They haven't put it out, but we know the results already. It should have been, if you want to know how if Nicola Sturgeon did mislead Scottish Parliament, look away now, because we've got the results. God.
The other thing that's confused me this week, alongside the the rape laws and the statute laws, the money for nuclear weapons. We managed to find lots and lots of money for nuclear weapons, Ronnie, but we don't appear to be able to find any for nurses. No. So I was thinking maybe we're looking at this the wrong way, Ronnie.
Oh, good. I like it when you do deep thinking. Go on. Go deep dive on this.
Maybe we should weaponize nurses, and that way. That way, the government might appreciate them more. So imagine, equipping the nurses with like exploding thermometers or something like that, or electric shock stethoscopes. That way, I think the government would find the money for nurses if they were weaponized. Put some pointy, what was that that woman in James Bond who had the sharp bit on the front of a shoe, didn't she? Yes. She killed people. Make nurses wear shoes like that. If you weaponize them, the government will find the money. That's what I'm thinking.
2 words, my friend. Exploding bedpans. Right? Think about it. You clear that bed. That bed. People. Any of these people that are staying in bed and they shouldn't be, exploding bedpan. Yeah, weaponizing nurses. I love that.
I think it could be a thing, and it may help them find some money for the nurses. And the other thing, the final thing that's confused me this week, Ronnie, because it's been a confusing week.
Wow.
The EU are confiscating our COVID jabs that they don't want to use, but we do.
Yeah,
is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. That's absolutely fine. That's the way democracy works. Didn't you know?
I was thinking we should think about pulling out that EU thing.
What permanently? Just leave it?
Yeah, just call it something. You could call it something catchy like Brexit.
Oh, that was ridiculous. That would never take on. We'd have to have a referendum and everything, and people would just come up in arms and go, "No, you can't. We've been here for ages." So no. Yeah. I've got some interesting news for you.
Have you? That makes a change.
Yes, it's one of the things that I thought was pertaining to you, because you've got. In fact, I've got 2 stories about big faces. Tussauds Waxworks in San Antonio removes Trump figure because people keep punching it. Turns out that feelings run deep when it comes to Donald Trump. Who'd have thunk? Louis Tussauds Waxworks, so it's no Madame Tussauds, in Alamo Park Plaza has packed away a figure of the former reality show turned former president after this took out 4 years of frustrations on it.
Louis, did you say Louis? Louis Tussauds.
Is
that like a bit when you go to Turkey and you get Hilfiger jeans?
Yes, Louis Tussauds. Yeah, it's a letter off. The blonde coiffed. What's it? Coiffed. Oh, the blonde coiffed dummy suffered damage from both punches and scratches to his face. Now, on the surface, we don't on this podcast condone vandalism of any kind. It's wrong, Paul. No, However, I'm thinking if we could go to a sort of maybe a big warehouse or something with loads of dummies that we could just go and bend. So after maybe a Gove press conference, we could maybe go and just punch Gove in a warehouse. Nobody's hurt, and there's these depictions of the people we don't like. What do you think?
I think it's an opportunity, Ronnie. I think that what this is for a sharp-minded business person, it's an opportunity to make some money, particularly around Christmas. Because I think if you print, Donald Trump's face on a punch bag, Nigel Farage's face on a punch bag, Matt Hancock's face, I think you're going to get big sales for the kids for Christmas. Punch Matt Hancock in the face.
I've just got to say, because people have to apologize for things at the moment, Paul, as you know. You can't. Oh, yeah. You can't just say things out your.
Naga's apologise for the flag gag.
I'm just going to apologise for the podcast. So sorry, we're not saying you should go and punch Matt Hancock. Please don't punch depictions of him, but please leave Man Hancock alone. Man Hancock. That's a new one. It's a brand new one. Anyway, talking of that, Paul, I think it's time for us to hear that clip then. Charlie State, who I quite like, Charlie State was talking to old Generic, the janitor. He's in charge of housing and everything. He sort of sorts it and cleans it. And it went a wee bit like this. Here's the end of it. They're talking about something, I don't remember.
Health, about our criminal justice system, and about our immigration system. We need to bring all that together into a proper strategy so that we can end rough sleeping over the course of this parliament, and no one should have to live on the streets.
Robert Jenrick, thank you. I think your flag is not up to standard size government interview measurements. I think it's just a little bit small, but that's your department, really.
Charlie there with the euphemism on breakfast television.
You'll be aware that
So anyway, today, Naga Chetty's obviously had a little phone call last night just after our tea from somebody going, you've liked, I don't know what she liked. She liked some tweets about the thingy, and apparently they were offensive or something, and she liked them, and I don't know what's up. But she made a full apology. My God, was that a full apology, wasn't it? I apologize, and it's not the views of the BBC. And I love these moments because you just can hear, get that sorted, Naga. Just get it sorted now.
And I don't know what the problem is, because I mean, is there a standard size of flag that politicians are supposed to have in their study, in their bedroom, in their office? I mean, there's a lot of flags about at the moment. They seem to have gone flag crazy, don't they, with the briefing room and everywhere. It's reminiscent. It's reminiscent of 1930s Berlin.
Wow, there's a lovely what a reference there. My God,
it is, isn't it? All this sort of flag waving, jingoistic stuff. It's all imagery shoved at you all the time. We know we live in Great Britain. We don't need a great big Union Jack on the back of Boris's head, do we? You know, isn't it? Wow. It's a bit too much for me.
Power to the people.
Well, it was close to that, wasn't it? In 1930s Berlin, it was very close. Oh, nice. Yeah, thank you. But you know, there's been a lot of it this week, hasn't there? A lot of apologising, a lot of people saying sorry. Mrs. Dick, what's her name?
Mrs. Dick.
Mrs. Dick.
Mrs. Dick.
You know, Cressida.
Oh, Dame Cressida, not Mrs. She's a Dame. Yeah. What?
Is she Miss Dick or Mrs. Dick?
She's Dame Dick. All right.
Dame Dick.
She's in Panto this year. All right, because she won't be in a job for much longer. Well, will she? But yeah, she's in Panto this week. She's doing the Cinderella.
Yeah. Well, anyway, behind you, Dick's behind you. Anyway, Cressida Dick. In charge of the Met Police, and of course there was this vigil for Sarah Everard last weekend, and you know we don't want to make fun of that, obviously, and everything that was happening there, but it got very physical, and lots of people turned up to pay their respects to Sarah, who, bless her, lost her life. But the police just waded in, started handcuffing people all over the place, and it was just pretty unsightly, and I didn't like the look of it. So. You know, the police have got to think about things like that. And who made the call to just storm in when people just stood there having a nice vigil? You know, who made that call? Somebody must have, wouldn't they?
I've got a funny feeling it was a touch of frost. I think it was David Jason.
Do you?
He's an old school policeman. All right, he's old school. He's just gone, right, you know, I mean, your Dick's the Doc Green, he would have just wandered in there and he would just gone, oh, come on, everybody. Let them do it and let's move on. But anyway, yeah, somebody did make that decision. That was a long night for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a bit. But it got no reports in the papers the following morning of the other storming that the police went over the top on, because there was a Mothering Sunday picnic in a private Notting Hill garden. You know, the one with the railings?
Yes.
In the film?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a group of mothers just sat on the grass, minding their own business, quietly, just having, you know, their Sunday picnic. And the police stormed in, batons raised, pepper spray, the lot, vol au vents and foie gras everywhere. And just stormed in, kicked the sandwiches over. And in fact, one witness saw it, saw the whole thing. Right. And when asked to comment, all he could say was, whoops-a-daisy.
Well, of course he would. Whoops.
Yeah. Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant was the witness.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the film. Hey, Paul, the other thing I want to talk about, you know, because I sometimes unkindly mention the fact that your face is massive. I do. I know. But it is. But I thought this would tie into what you're Evan Davis, you know him from the people who want money for businesses that are pretty crap.
Dragon's Den, yeah.
Well, he has conceded that he never made a success. He was on Newsnight, Paul. He never made a success on Newsnight, saying his slight frame and small head looked wrong in such a large studio. And I was thinking two things. Maybe you need a bigger room and to kind of, you know. He was poached from the Today programme to succeed Jeremy Paxman. He didn't want to do it. Then Lord Hall He was the one that got rid of you, of course.
Yes, he was.
Lord Hall got in and they said, we want you to do it, Evan. You'll be good. You a bit of charm, a bit of wand. But he said that I didn't fit in. It didn't, and actually, I didn't quite have the face for TV. And he told it, I looked a bit swamped in that studio and probably should have said, I'm going to do this job. We just need to make the studio work with my small head, and the chair is too big. The desk is too big and the lighting is wrong.
Is he related to you? The thing with him, every time I see him on TV, whatever he's saying, I start looking at his face and his pointy ears and his squished head. And, you shouldn't judge people on the way they look. And, I try not to. But he looks like he's been in the middle of a rugby scrum a lot.
Yeah. He does. The other guy that always gets me going is Peston on the hair. You know what I've said to you before? If you meet somebody with a wig, start looking and talking to the wig. That's just the way it is, especially it's a man. And Peston, when he comes on, you just start looking at the hair. What's he done with it today? Because he's got a lot of flyaway, hasn't he? I just want to see him because it's worth it. And he does it because his hair's unruly. And it kind of goes with the whole persona, of course, of the renegade journalist who's got...
I don't know if he's renegade, isn't he? He's so laid back, he's horizontal, isn't he? Yeah. The press conferences, you're supposed to get in, ask your question, and get out. He dominates. He just goes on and on and on for as long as he likes. And he's still going now from last week. He's still asking his question. They cut him off. He's gone.
There was a lovely clip of him saying to Priti Patel, and I want to talk about Priti Patel as well. He was, Priti Patel, what would you say to somebody who said, just instead of tapping her on the backside, tap her on the head? She said, well, I wouldn't have it. She said, who do you think said it? It was Boris Johnson. Talking of Priti, and I'm furious today. I'm furious of Ely. Angry of Ely.
Hold on. Talking of Priti. Yeah, carry on.
Oh. What's wrong with professionalism? You have got a real thing about that's professional DJing, by the way.
Okay, hey, in a minute, I'm gonna shoehorn in hot tubs somehow. So carry on.
Have you had any taps at all? Anybody want to buy us in yet? Anybody want to use us two DJs yet?
No, absolutely none at all. We were 100 episodes in, and nobody's interested in taking us on for a job or paying us any money.
Priti Patel wants to send asylum seekers abroad, right? Two things, Paul. They came from abroad here. And then we've got to send them abroad again, all right? So that's another thing. But why is it these asylum seekers come here and then want to take our holidays? We can't go abroad. Oh, yeah. The asylum seekers land in the country, and as soon as that, Priti Patel's going, all right, let's get EasyJet. See what they're doing. Is Magaluf will be a good price this year. Let's get up to Magaluf. And what is going on with this, Paul? Why can't we go abroad, but asylum seekers can't and will be flown there, by the way?
I think you've been a bit selfish here, Ronnie. I think you need to think of the bigger picture. Think of people who've grown up in, deprivation. Think of people whose lives have been threatened in war-torn countries. And,
Newcastle. Newcastle.
Yeah, or Darlington. Yeah. And, they come here seeking a better life. And I applaud Priti because she is not only allowing them to come here, she's then sending them somewhere really nice for a better life. So I think Priti is on the right page here. It's a pretty page.
Nice. But they're talking about the Isle of Man, and the people in the Isle of Man are not that happy. So there's somewhere else that, I think the Channel Islands came up as well. So
I think they should. I think there's somewhere close to home, because the Isle of Man, you don't get much sunshine there for the people coming in. The Isle of Wight, not great. I think Canvey Island is the place to send them, because there you can get your jellied eels. And it's divorced enough that they can have their own communities and have their own food, but also they can enjoy British culture, jellied eels.
Oh, yes, and that's a perfect place to go. All right, what you got your end?
Well, I don't know if you heard this week, Ronnie, but there's
I like that face. Can I sit back my coffee? Is this?
You can.
Is this
Give
it?
yourself a couple of minutes. There's been news of, and it's worrying news, Ronnie, about accidents involving hot tubs. I don't know if you've seen this. Yeah. Because obviously we've all been in lockdown. So people have been buying them like, like Costa coffees that you appear to have. But accidents have bubbled over this year, Ronnie, as people have spent more time in their gardens during lockdown. This is according to a big insurance company as well. It's proper. Aviva said there's been 188% year-on-year increase in damage to hot tubs because we've all been at home, relaxing.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
In the hot tub. There's been some claims. One, a grass trimmer bursting an inflatable tub, and an engagement ring ripping an inner lining. But I don't know about you. Are you a hot tub fan? Do you go in hot tubs much? I know you wouldn't have to put much water in, obviously.
I don't. I use the paddling pool for the kids. It's perfect depth for me because and it's just it's inflatable. I like to give it a good blow and get it going.
Well, you could have a little dunk in a potty, couldn't you? If you got a potty handy or something like that, couldn't you?
Potty handy? Who's that? Is that the Irish water?
But anyway, I'm not a big fan of the hot tub because I think they're unclean, Ronnie. Unclean. People sit in them for a long time. They, do the wee-wees. They don't go to the toilet. It's a bit like when you're on holiday and you go to the swim-up bar. My daughter won't go in that pool because she's clocked it that those blokes sit there.
Of course they do.
They sit there at the bar in the water all flipping day. They never go to the toilet.
No.
10 pints of lager, 16 cocktails, and they don't need a wee. Now, come on. We know what's in that water.
Oh my God. That's the perfect scenario for a man, a bar, and constant weeing without oh man.
I mean, fair enough. If it's cold, if it's a cold pool, you can warm it up. But my daughter won't go anywhere near those swim-up bars on holiday, and I don't blame her. But to be honest with you, she's not the only one. Take That. I've had a few problems this week. I don't know if you saw this. They've had a few problems with their hot tubs. Have you seen this?
No.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Take That during lockdown, they've been having monthly Take That Zoom hot tubs. So they're all of them in their individual hot tubs and having Zoom meetings. Take That hot tub Zoom meetings every month. And they sit there like us now, and they're deciding on songs, dance routines, and how much longer they can carry Mark Owen. They do that every week. On a Friday night, they get in their hot tubs with Robbie in LA, obviously.
Yeah.
Jason Orange in Workington or somewhere. Howard Donald. And Robbie, and they all get together, and before they start, they have a bit of religious time in their hot tubs.
Oh, nice. Well, that's lovely. Oh, I like that.
They put their hands together, and they have a little prayer.
I was trying to think of the right one.
That's not it yet. I
Go on.
Gary's hot tub. When it came, was a bit of a shock because it was pink.
Oh, right. Yes.
Massive thing, huge, but it was pink. Now Gary hated the colour, so he painted it black as an experiment. But he's decided he likes it so much black, it's going to be black for good. So I've got more, and it's huge. It is massive. Gary's hot tub. For his Take That Zoom meetings,
yes,
massive.
But it must be, yes.
So he bought it when he was going through his fat period. So it takes about 20 people. Does Gary's hot tub? Huge thing. About 6,000 gallons of water. Now while it's filling up, you have to have patience.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Yeah. Because if you go too early, there's potential for a bit of a flood. Now Gary. Gary likes to fill it by hand with a bucket. And he goes back and forth, bucket after bucket. Back and forth, bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket. How long, Ronnie, does he take to fill it? Ask me, how long?
I don't know what, 4 or 5 hours?
No, mate, it only takes a minute. You
tweeted this week that you're right. You You said this week that you were you'd come up with a great gag, and when I saw it, I thought, right, and I was thinking about take that titles, and I thought, is it? And I've got it hands up. That was a good one. That was
I was up all night with that. Up all night.
Oh, yeah.
I was literally walking the dog, and I thought, wouldn't it be fantastic if to go with this hot tub, all of Take That and Take That hot tub meetings every Friday night? How brilliant would that be, right?
I love it. Thank you very much. His name was Paul Stainton. He's here every week, and you get him after the bingo next time. Oh, I put up on Twitter, on Facebook, Paul. I put up this thing about let's redo animal. Reinvent films and TV shows about animals. All right, the animal spin-offs, the Ducks of Hazzard. All right.
Yeah, that went well for you on Facebook, didn't it? You got lots of comments.
Taylor, actually, unusually, Taylor was quite good. He went in with Miami Mice, Cattlestar Galactica, Michael Burke, Ferret Bueller's Day Off. I put in Ready Steady Cock, which was a different one. Carol, who used to be with us at Cambridgeshire, the Gnu's of Navarone. All right. Bleak Mouse. What was the other one? Andy Gelder. Remember Andy Gelder? He's
I do remember Andy Gelder, yeah.
Downtown Aardvark. I don't know what that means. And there was far more better ones come up as well. The Ring of Bright Warthog. The Lizard of Oz. That's from Glynis. What was the man with the golden gun? That was Carol again. She was into Gnu's. The Rebear Shop. Glynis came up with. Brian Cotley, News at Hen. I would love to hear that. Cock-a-doodle.
Yeah. Why is Carol into Gnu's? Why is she into Gnu's?
I don't know. Maybe she keeps them. I don't know.
I like them, but only when they're metal.
Rob Dunger says the best one yet, Homes Under the Hamster, was nice. The Fast and Furious, Polly Oaks, and Beaky Blinders. So thank you for that. I put that one up, and I just thought I'd mention to everybody today. But anyway, the other one, Paul, is Naked Attraction. You know the program Naked Attraction, Paul? It's on one of those.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times where they get the kit off before they date, don't they? And they choose on the shape and the length and breadth of people's bodies.
Yeah. Well, apparently one guy, and I thought this would happen, Paul, and I thought about you right away because I know you do tend to get excited. Naked Attraction male contestant escorted off show for having excited manhood. Now, I like this, but this is the day of us covering up things that are actually what it means is he's got an erection, all right?
Yes.
He's got an excited manhood. When was the last time you ever heard somebody say, oh, look at him, he's got an excited manhood? But Paul, would you, because you are a fine figure of a man, we could hide your face as well, it'd be perfect. Would you, if you're on there, would you like to go on Naked Attraction? Do you think the lovely Lisa, when she saw you in your trunks and your Speedos, do you think, oh, look at that hunk? Do you think that's what she saw? The body, not the person?
Not in the 1980s, mate. No, I don't think so. I do worry about that show because, it's easy for a man to show that he's excited, isn't it?
Yes.
You remember when we were all kids on the settee watching, you had to have a cushion, didn't you? We've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they keep it unexcited. You must have to think of penguins and ice, Michael Gove's face.
Yeah, Michael Gove's face.
You and what's his chops off Dragon's Den. That maybe would keep your excitement levels down.
Yeah. Maybe we should ask, like one of those interactive programs. How do you keep your erection down? Phone me now.
I think we could be a little bit, cleverer with the language that we use there, rather than using the word election. Nothing exciting about election.
An Erection Special. Just think of that. An Erection Special with David Dimbleby.
I can think of some BBC managers who wouldn't appreciate that, Ronnie. Oh, I can see them running down the stairs with huge steps right now, in fact.
What did he just say? What was it? Did he say erection? He can't say erection. It's a bit like you were talking about fat bottom girls. Remember fat bottom? You played that in your musical education with your daughter when you take it. I think that song was banned at a certain radio station, wasn't it? Wasn't that so?
Well, I remember playing it at Radio Cambridge and getting told off profusely. And I questioned it and said, it's one of the biggest hits of all time. Everybody loves it. Everybody sings along. It's a great hour starter. What's your problem? And the certain gentleman that had the problem couldn't explain the problem. So I thought, well, fair enough. I'm vindicated. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And by the way, not long now.
Oh, right. Yes. Oh, what? What?
Oh, not long, is it?
What? Well, not long. Well, it's always been that length. Go on.
Yeah, we're not talking about erections again. No, it's not long now till the pub's open and we can go and sit outside in our ski gear.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. They're all getting ready. Have you seen the pictures? Damien in Newborough with his Polish restaurant. He's digging up the garden, putting massive marquees in. And that's what they're all doing, isn't it? All the pubs. You know, we're supposed to be sat outside, but we're going to be sat in marquees everywhere. You know, there'll be no circus entertainment, but there will be a marquee and beer. And so that's brilliant. And so they're putting the marquees up, they're digging the barbecue pits out, you know, massive outdoor heaters are being installed and Weatherspoons are getting prepared as well. They've been spraying their carpets with stale beer and urine just to get them sticky enough so that when we do go back in, our feet stick to the carpet.
Oh, sorry, you made me nostalgic. Oh, stop it. I'm feeling up that lovely feeling of what have I got in my shoe? It's a bit of oh God, that
or a bit of urine.
Oh yeah, and that fag thing outside the pub as well. You know, where people stub it and it gets oh man.
And they're encouraging people, their staff members who've been furloughed to go into the urinals and just keep weeing, especially in the gentlemen's, so it stinks of piss.
Oh,
so we need that when we go back, don't we? That smell of.
You know what I was thinking was as well, we could do one of these because we can now meet outside, two different households. We could record one of these on a bench somewhere and do well, we're live now, but record it outside. So we could meet up and I'll bring the kit and we sit hopefully where we can see people and slag them off. We could do that. Wouldn't it be great?
Should we just do? We could meet somewhere and just do people watch. Yeah, and just criticize like normal people. Don't go. Oh, she don't want to be wearing them. Ooh,
yeah.
Jogging pants. Ooh, nice arse the size of Texas. No.
Oh, sexist, mate.
Well, it could be a he. I'm just saying. Believe me, I should be criticizing equally right across the board, irrespective of gender or sexuality. They're all going to get some.
Russian news just in. Putin, you know Putin, he runs something in Russia. I think he's a gaffer. Yeah,
he's a killer, according to Joe Biden.
Putin wows Russia by catching a pencil. There was a time when, he caught a pencil. He was doing a thing, at a big meeting with all those people, those generals all around the table. They're going, and a pencil fell off. He managed to catch it before it hit the floor.
Wow.
And I'm just thinking of the times we've seen him. We've seen him horse riding bareback, right? And the horse was too. We've seen him fishing bareback as well, but that was just for me was the revelation. That man, Putin.
Was he bareback doing that? Because he does like his bareback, doesn't he, Putin?
No, he had a suit on, but I think it must have been shorts on there. But anyway, the video showed Putin reaching out a hand to prevent a wayward pencil. Now, that pencil's been sent to one of those archipelagos, right? Where that pencil will never be seen again. All right.
Salt mines of Siberia. Yeah.
It's already.
But I wonder, his reactions are so quick, catching a pencil like that. I wonder whether he's had a bit of training from Mr. Miyagi.
Well, curiously enough, it says here, his reactions were wonderful and he's clearly in great shape. His martial arts skills have not left him. Well, I think we all remember that scene. Wipe on, wipe off.
Wash off.
But Paul, whenever I'm looking for a fight in a pub, we were talking about pubs there, whenever I look for a fight in a pub, I just check how quick people are. Have they got those things? Can they do that thing with the beer mats? Flick them up and catch them.
I could do that. 32.
Yeah, things like that. Never take those people on. The ones you want, the ones you take on in the fight are the ones that struggle to carry 2 pints. All right, they're the ones. Do not take the 32 mat guy because he's going to knock your head off.
Do you wait until a little bit later on in the pub till the guy with 2 pints is slightly veering to the left? And then to the right.
and he's trying to see where he was sitting last. Where were my mates?
Where do you attack him from? Because you're quite, vertically challenged. Do you leap on a table and launch?
I go for the goalies, mate. I always go for the goalies. I like to nut them square in the makepiece, right?
Oh, dear.
It's either that or under the bridge of nose, but I've never hit anybody. I've never managed to get there. So I just nut them in the goalies, and it just worked for me. It's perfect. And that's them down.
Oh dear, nut them in the goalies. That'd be a good name of a TV show, wouldn't it? Nut them in the goalies. It's Friday night, 9 o'clock, BBC One. Now time for Nut Them in the Goalies.
Oh, listen, now you say that, those blooming friendly continuity announcers are back again. They went ahead and they said, hi, it's Ronnie looking after you tonight. And coming up, Emmerdale. And there's been a bit of nookie going on. And Zane has nutted somebody in the goalies. Emmerdale.
I like the announcer on BBC One that says think rather than think. I can't even speak, but they've got him announcing. Yeah, think, innit? Yeah, think, welcome BBC One. I think it's time to go to news now. Yeah, there you are. I'm off back home now to catch my gyro.
I'm very excited about this game called Call My Wolf. When are we playing it?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Call My Wolf.
Good.
So the rules are a bit like Call My Bluff. Well, not really. We just use the title and try to make it funny. So that's why it's called Call My Wolf. So basically, 3 famous dogs will appear on screen. Obviously, if you're listening on the podcast, Ronnie will have to describe them to you. I'd like you to describe them for as if you're on the radio, like you would do normally. So are you ready for dog number 1?
Yes, please.
So this is Ronnie doing some dogging. On Call My Bluff. Here's dog number 1, Ronnie. Please describe that.
Oh, that's like it's a collie, it's a sheepdog. I think that may be Lassie.
You think that's Lassie?
Yeah.
Correct! Well done. That is Lassie.
My big sister used to cry every time, and you knew something was going to happen where Lassie would possibly be dead. Right. And that every Lassie film, you just said, my big sister, Lassie's dead. No, because and it's a different Lassie, by the way. That's not the same Lassie from the.
No.
Okay, nice one.
It's not a different one, is it?
No. No. It's the same one.
No. That's like telling people Father Christmas doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready for dogging number 2 on Call My Wolf?
Call My Wolf.
Famous dogs. 3 famous dogs. Who is that? What is that dog? Describe it for the listeners.
It's a little shaggy, sort of, what would you call that? It's a little terrier of some kind.
This dog was very close. Let me give you a clue to the person's name. This dog was very close to something that's beating within you.
A Heart to Heart. Is that the dog from Heart to Heart?
That's Freeway, Ronnie.
What, from Heart to Heart?
Yes, from Heart to Heart.
Wow.
Well done, sir.
Oh, wow.
2 on Call My Wolf.
That was a weird program, wasn't it? The 2 of them, Robert Wagner and Lindsay something, wasn't it? It wasn't a Lindsay thing, but they solved crimes together, and then they used to end up. Max used to be. Remember, Max was their go-to guy.
I'm the butler, Max.
Yeah,
I love him so much.
And he used to watch them, and I was just telling him, weird.
It was a bit of a weird menage a trois, I think. All right, are you ready? Call My Wolf.
Call My Wolf.
Call My Wolf. Dog number 3. Dog number 3 is with a famous film star from a famous film. Describe that dog.
It's Tom Hanks with a dog next to him, and it's something. Hooch. Is it Hooch?
It is Hooch. Turner and Hooch was the film.
Yes.
3 out of 3 on Call My Wolf.
Oh, but listen, now I'm going to play this. Look away now, Paul, because I'm going to put something up, and because it's got the names of the people. A statue, okay? A statue. Okay. Let me do this one, and I'll share a screen as well. I'm going to share the screen, Paul. So, we're going to share the screen. Share the screen.
Can I look yet?
Yeah, there we go. Share. Not yet.
Wow.
Hang on.
You're so technically adept, aren't you? It's amazing.
Right, I'm sharing the screen now. Which statue is it? Who is that then, Paul?
Is that Cilla Black?
Yes, it is. A statue. Nice one. Let me get rid of that one. Okay. Get rid of her. All right. Let's do another one. You want another statue? A statue.
I love another
Who's,
one.
right. Look away now because I'm going to extend it. Who is that then, Paul? Who is that?
Well, it's a man with a sword and, looks like a Civil War uniform. So probably Oliver Cromwell.
Yes, it's Oliver Cromwell. A statue. Last one for you. Last one. Look away now. Okay. There we go then. Who is that then, Paul? Who is that great statue of? Covered in seagull. Very, very famous. Oh,
is
the
he
man.
A sailor?
He's not. No, he's not. No, he has got a wee bit of a sailor stance.
He's got his hand on his hip, hasn't he?
Aye. No, he's carrying a book and he's got. That sky looks a bit Scottish, doesn't it? The sky looks a wee bit Scottish.
Is it Robbie Burns?
It's not Robbie Burns. It's Robbie Burns. Correct. Robbie Burns. Anyway, I better stop sharing now. Let me go. Stop sharing. Stop the share.
Yeah, Robbie Burns used to play for Hereward. He was a centre forward. Not very good, to be honest.
Right. So things I didn't play today was Flag Off. Which was going to, I was going to go with flags. I didn't play that with you today.
Yeah, I had another game for you called Call My Bard.
And you could think of enough bards.
No, I couldn't think of enough bards.
I've got a story. I was going to talk about wandering black holes. Partly black holes in the sky, in the universe. They're wandering now. All right, so
yeah, I was going to talk about the BBC moving north, but not to Peterborough. Obviously, no staff in Peterborough.
No,
they're moving north. Yeah,
yeah, bless them, and all those people just been told, you're going, and it's and then some people complaining about they're going to Glasgow, and oh no, I'm going to go to Glasgow. Well, if you don't like the gig, you resign. Bloody, I'd go to Glasgow. I'd go to Glasgow tomorrow. The other one, rogue goats. Goats weren't given contraception during the lockdown, Paul.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I was doing a bit of training yesterday. I actually used that in my training exercise and got them to imagine filming said goats, which went well.
All right. It's a bit like you, isn't it? If you don't get your jab, you get the contraception because you're rampant, aren't you?
I'm getting a jab on Saturday, Ronnie. I'm getting my first jab.
Are you? Oh yeah, you're in that. What's the name of they call it? Tranche. They call it something. The cohort. Yeah, you're in the old cohorts, aren't you?
Sexy group. They called it sexy group.
Where are you getting it done?
I'm getting it done at a leisure centre, so I'm gonna have a game of squash after.
You not get it done in your arm?
I'll leave you with that. I've got to go anyway because I'm helping Gary fill up his hot tub, so it's going to be a while, and so I'm going to nip down to Manchester and Gallibarlo. We're going to have a little hot tub, and fill it up for him, sort it out.
Oh, we'll leave it there then.